Most haunted do not enter. Welcome to our channel, the official safe space for thrill seekers and skeptics alike. Today we're diving into the dark and eerie world of the supernatural, strapping ourselves to the Ouija board and embracing the things that go bump in the night. We're about to embark on a chilling journey to some of the most haunted places on Earth. Buckle up, buttercups, because these are the 10 most haunted places you should never, ever visit. The Tower of London, bloodstained stones and restless souls. Our first stop takes us to jolly old England, where history and horror collide within the imposing walls of the Tower of London. This place has seen it all: executions, imprisonment, torture, you name it, they did it here. Among the tower's most infamous residents is Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated queen who lost her head literally thanks to her hubby, Henry VIII. Visitors and guards alike have reported seeing her ghostly figure wandering the grounds, still searching for that missing crown, or maybe just her head. There's also the story of the 2 young princes murdered in the tower by their own uncle, Richard III. Their child-sized apparitions are said to appear hand in hand, forever frozen in their final terrifying moments. The Stanley Hotel Red Room and Restlessness. Next, we're heading stateside to the breathtaking yet unsettling Rocky Mountains and a little place called the Stanley Hotel. If this place looks familiar, it's probably because it inspired Stephen King's iconic horror novel, The Shining. Guests have reported disembodied laughter echoing through the corridors, phantom piano music filling the halls, and even the unsettling feeling of unseen hands tugging at their clothes. Room 217, the most notorious room in the hotel, is said to be haunted by a former housekeeper who met an untimely end. Don't even get me started on the 4th floor. If you hear children laughing in the middle of the night, it's probably best to just stay put. Eastern State Penitentiary, solitary confinement for eternity. From the chilly peaks of Colorado, we journey to the heart of darkness, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home to the infamous Eastern State Penitentiary. This place is basically a haunted house starter kit. Abandoned prison, check. History of violence and despair, check. Shadowy figures lurking in the cell blocks, double check. Eastern State was once a revolutionary institution, pioneering solitary confinement as a means of rehabilitation. However, the experiment backfired spectacularly, driving many inmates to madness. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported all sorts of creepy happenings: disembodied whispers, cell doors slamming shut on their own, and even full-bodied apparitions of former inmates. One of the most well-known stories involves a shadowy figure known as Slick Willie, a former inmate who is said to have vanished into thin air while on death row. Some say his spirit still walks the halls, forever searching for a way out. Chapter 4. The Myrtles Plantation, where history haunts the living. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading deep into the Louisiana bayou to a place called the Myrtles Plantation. This grand old mansion has it all: antebellum architecture, sprawling Spanish moss, and enough restless spirits to make a voodoo queen nervous. One of the most famous specters is Chloe, a former slave who met a tragic end. Her image has been captured in photographs, a ghostly figure in a turban staring out from the windows. Guests have reported encounters with a former owner, Judge Clark Woodruff, who met an untimely demise on the front porch. And if that's not enough to make you sleep with the lights on, there are the unexplained sounds. Footsteps in the dead of night, children's laughter echoing through the halls, and the chilling sound of a piano playing from an empty room. Chapter 5. The Queen Mary. Terror on the high seas. All aboard, ghost hunters, because we're setting sail on a haunted luxury liner. That's right, we're talking about the legendary Queen Mary, permanently docked in Long Beach, California, and absolutely crawling with restless spirits. From unexplained cold spots and flickering lights to full-bodied apparitions and disembodied voices, the Queen Mary is like a floating buffet for paranormal activity. One of the most active spots is the ship's first-class swimming pool. Visitors have reported seeing the ghostly figures of women in vintage swimsuits, their laughter echoing through the empty pool area. And then there's door 13, sealed shut after a crew member met a grisly end. Legend has it that anyone who dares to touch the door will experience an overwhelming sense of dread and despair. We haven't even gotten to the ghostly children playing in the hallways, the phantom sailor with a crushed chest, or the mysterious lady in white who vanishes into thin air. Chapter 6. The Winchester Mystery House, a labyrinth of madness and mystery. Next up, we're taking a detour into the truly bizarre with a visit to the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Sarah Winchester, the wealthy widow of the Winchester rifle magnate, believed she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by her husband's firearms. To appease these vengeful spirits, she spent decades constructing a sprawling, nonsensical mansion with staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open to brick walls, and windows overlooking other rooms. Visitors have reported cold spots, disembodied voices, and even the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Some say the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles still roam the halls, trapped within the labyrinthine mansion. Others believe Sarah Winchester's own restless spirit oversees her creation, forever adding to its bizarre and unsettling charm. Chapter 7. The Ancient Ram Inn, a Pub Crawl. You won't survive. If you're looking for a pint and a paranormal encounter, look no further than the Ancient Ram Inn in Gloucestershire, England. This 12th century inn is considered one of the most haunted places in Britain, and for good reason. The Ancient Ram Inn has a long and sordid history. It's been the site of everything from pagan rituals and child sacrifices to murder and suicide. Visitors have reported being scratched, bitten, and even pushed by unseen forces. There are reports of disembodied voices, objects moving on their own, and even full-bodied apparitions. One of the most terrifying legends is that of a witch who was burned at the stake centuries ago. Her spirit is said to haunt the inn, seeking revenge on those who dare to cross her path. Chapter 8. Island of the Dolls, where childhood fears come true. We're heading south of the border to Mexico City, where a seemingly innocent collection of dolls takes on a sinister and frankly disturbing life of their own. Welcome to the Island of the Dolls. This island, hidden away in the canals of Xochimilco, is home to hundreds, if not thousands, of decaying dolls. They hang from trees, peer out from windows, and litter the ground, their vacant eyes seemingly following your every move. The story goes that a man named Don Julian Santana found a drowned girl in the canal and began hanging dolls to appease her spirit. Visitors have reported feeling a sense of unease, as if they are being watched by the dolls. Some even claim to have seen the dolls move their heads or limbs, their expressions shifting as if imbued with a malevolent life force. Chapter 9. Poveglia Island, Quarantine the Terror. Our penultimate stop is not for the faint of heart. In fact, it's so unsettling that it's actually illegal to visit. I'm talking about Poveglia Island, a small island located in the Venetian lagoon, Italy. Poveglia has a long and tragic history as a dumping ground for the sick, the dying, and the dead. For centuries, plague victims, the mentally ill, and victims of the Black Death were sent to Poveglia to die. Visitors who have dared to set foot on the island have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, as if they are being watched by unseen eyes. Some say the island is cursed, that the spirits of the dead are trapped there, unable to escape the horrors they endured in life. Chapter 10. Aokigahara Forest, where hope goes to die. Our final destination is a place so shrouded in darkness, so steeped in sorrow, that even the bravest souls might think twice before entering. This is Aokigahara Forest, located at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. Aokigahara, also known as the Suicide Forest, has become a magnet for those seeking to end their lives. The forest's dense foliage muffles sound, creating an eerie silence that amplifies the sense of isolation and despair. Some believe the spirits of those who died in the forest remain trapped there, their anguish clinging to the trees like a shroud. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the unsettling energy that hangs over Aokigahara. Outro sleep tight, if you can. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 terrifying locations that are best left to the spirits and the truly foolhardy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling content. And hey, if you're ever feeling brave, maybe even book a stay at one of these haunted hotspots. Just don't say we didn't warn you. Sweet dreams. And remember, some places are better left unexplored.